Hi friends, I am going to read to you today my very favorite Christmas story, and I wanted to read it sitting next to my Christmas tree and to something else that I'm going to show you in a little bit. So I'm at my home next to my Christmas tree to read you my very favorite Christmas story. It's called Mortimer's Christmas Manger. Hopefully the pictures will show up okay. I'm reading it with the lights off so that the Christmas tree shows up. Mortimer's Christmas Manger by Karma Wilson and Jane Chapman. In a big house lived a wee mouse named Mortimer. He dwelled in a dark hole under the stairs. Oh, that doesn't look like a very nice home, does it? A dark hole. Nobody ever noticed little Mortimer, and Mortimer liked it that way. But he didn't like his home. It's too cold, too dark, too damp. Each day he snuck out of his hole and crept about, looking for crumbs and tidbits, until one day Mortimer spied something new. What he spied was wonderful. What do you think it is? You think it's the Christmas tree he spies? That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? He saw the tree with twinkling lights and a bright star on top. But something even better than that was right next to the tree on a table. Do you see what it is? Got a reflection in my book here. Right here. That's what Mortimer spied. A house just my size, said Mortimer. But the house was so high up on that table, and Mortimer was so low on the ground. I'll climb up this tree, said Mortimer. It'll make a perfect ladder for a mouse. Up, up, up Mortimer climbed, and down, down, down crashed ornaments. Oh no. Finally he reached the table. Perfect, said Mortimer. Not cold, not dark, not damp. He'd never seen people, though, so small as him. Who are you? Mortimer asked them. But no one answered. Tap, 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 he knocked on the wall. He's trying to talk to them, and they're not answering him. Why do you think they're not answering him? What do you think? Tap, tap, tap. Mortimer tapped on them, and no one moved an inch. Oh, I see, squeaked Mortimer the mouse. You're statues. You're not real. And so Mortimer lugged and Mortimer tugged on those statues, and he dragged them out one by one. What do you think he's doing? When he reached the smallest statue, he saw that it was a baby. Who is that? Do you know? It was in a wooden bed, and that little bed was just Mortimer Mouse's size. There's no room for you here, he said to the baby. Out you go. Then into that little manger bed crawled Mortimer, and he fell fast asleep in the warm hay. The next day, As Mortimer crept about to find good things to eat again, like cookie crumbs and fruit cake and spicy peppermint candy. Well, Mortimer scampered back up to his new house that he found, and the statues were all set up again. No, 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 squeaked Mortimer the mouse. This won't do. There's no room for me now. You see him here? What do you think he's going to do? And so he lugged and he tugged. And he lugged and he tugged until all the statues were out again. And he crawled into that little manger bed in the hay and fell fast asleep once more. But each day, while Mortimer was out scurrying about, the statues would get set up again. So who do you think's setting up all the statues? The children that live in that house, right? I bet you they're thinking, hey, why are these statues getting messed up every day and taken out of the manger? Mortimer always lugged and tugged them back out at night. But then one day, Mortimer set out and saw that the big people that lived here were gathered around the Christmas tree. He couldn't go out to find yummy things to eat, so he hid among the statues. So he's over here. Do you see him? There he is. And there's all the statues. Mortimer listened to the big people, and he heard something wonderful. Since it's Christmas Eve, I'm going to tell you the Christmas story, said the big man to his children. A long time ago, in a little town called Bethlehem, Mortimer heard about people named Joseph and Mary and a bright shining star. He heard about shepherds watching their flocks of sheep by night, and angels and wise men. And the man continued, and then there was no room for them in the end. Then Mortimer heard about that baby statue. A baby was born in a stable and had no bed to sleep in except a wooden manger with straw and hay. A baby was born to save the world. And the big man said to his children, and his name will be called Jesus. Mortimer looked at the bright, shiny star at the top of the Christmas tree, and he looked at his new home and his new bed, and he looked at those statues. Last of all, he looked at the baby statue. Oh, I see. You're Jesus, he said. Mortimer sniffed and he snuffled, and a little tear rolled down his cheek. There was no room for you at the end. I know where there's a room, he said. See him there? So, Mortimer lugged and Mortimer tugged, and soon he had dragged all of those statues back where they belonged. He set up the statues, and that's called a nativity set. The last thing he laid was the baby Jesus in the manger. He said, "Here, this belongs to you. You look warm and cozy now." There was no place for Mortimer again, except for him to go back to his cold, creepy hole in the wall under the stairs. Poor Mortimer. Mortimer scuttled down the tree and he said a prayer. Jesus, you were born to save the world, but perhaps could you bring me a new home? And then Mortimer spied something wonderful. Mortimer sighed with delight. A house just my size. Here's Mortimer. See? You see what he sees up here on this table? Oops. See that corner there? What kind of house? Do you think it's another nativity set with a stable? Look what it is. A gingerbread house. Mortimer moved right in. Thank you, Jesus, said Mortimer. You've made room for me too. There he is. Gingerbread house is just the right size for him if he can not eat it, right? Did you like that story of Mortimer the mouse? Well, I wanted to show you something. So right next to my Christmas tree, I also have a nativity set. Can you see that? But look at what's by my nativity set today. It is, can you see? It's a cat. My son's cat is maybe, do you think he's looking for Mortimer Mouse? That's my nativity set. Cuddy, move. And here is my baby Jesus statue. Cuddy, were you looking for my baby Jesus statue? Cuddy was up here laying on this nice soft white blanket that I have up here with the lights under it. Do you guys have a nativity set at your house? I do have a star on top of my tree too, like in the book. Did you guys like that book? It's my favorite. Bye. Merry Christmas.